Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Tom Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle14, and I'm here doing a review of Pose Season 1, Episode 7. It's one episode away from the season finale, and it was really good. We get to see more of other characters' storyline, and the title of this episode was Pink Slip. Let's jump right into it. So I'm going to do with Elektra storyline, right? So Elektra was meeting with Mr. Dick Ford, and Mr. Dick Ford, Elektra had this 10 years relationship. He said his relationship with Elektra was been the longest that he had two marriages combined, and all because it was a secret, like private affair. And all as long as Elektra pleases him and do this one thing he said not to do, that he would keep paying her bills. He would pay her rent. She got that nice little staying in a place where he's staying at sometimes. She allowances and everything. And it's one thing that he wanted her to do that he did not want her to not to do, and she did it anyway, is to get that thing changed. Which is that Elektra wanted to be a full woman, so she wanted to get her piece down there removed, so she'd be a full woman, because she didn't like how she feels. Like I said in my other videos, like some women, when they trans woman, they feel like some be okay with it. They say, you know what, it's too much money, I can live with it, and I have a man that sets me who I am, it's all good. But some feel like they feel incomplete, they feel insecure, they feel empty. And once they get their surgery, they feel like a whole natural born woman, and it makes them feel good, and they have a whole outlet of life, and they better, and they are positive. They positive now, positive thinking. So that's what Elektra was feeling. She feel like when she got that surgery, that she will be all good, and her life may be good, but other people might not accept it. So her man is one of them. He told her not to get the thing done. He said he liked that extra umph with his woman, that he felt like he gets so hard, he get turned on when he have sex, and he like to touch it and do stuff. But since she got the surgery, he's not here for it. Because when he came to the house, they was ready. He know he about to go in and have sex with her, and he felt it. And she was like, "Oh, do you want to feel how it feels to be a whole natural woman and stuff like that?" And I said he had 2 full woman marriages before you, and he didn't last with them, and he kept with you. So what made you think he want to change his habits? He said, "I'm in control," and I told you exactly what it was. And when we first started dealing with each other, and you was okay with it, but now you changed. So since you changed, I'm changing up. That means I'm not helping you anymore. I'm not giving you any money. You are dead to me. You are gone. He basically, you just threw the whole life away, and you're not gonna get my money anymore. So she's like, "Oh, you gonna be back and then something, and you gonna throw away who I am." So it was all just about the sex. He said, "No, it was all about the sex, but it's like this one thing I wanted for you to have, and you just messed that up." So it was all about the arrangement and being in control. So since she took that power of control away from him, he's not dealing with her. And she said, "Oh, you can't find nobody like me." I was like, okay. So she went to the house of abundance, to her house with her children. They was rehearsing some things for the ball, and she came in all pissed and very angry and pissed. Like she got her dick appointment got taken away, her money cash flow is going to get cut off, and now she feeling it because she realized, and she's in denial right now, saying that, "Oh no, he's gonna come around and he just giving a little time out, me on a pause." I said, no, Elektra. He ended you. He's done with you. He is finished. You messed it up. You got that piece change, and he didn't like it anymore. He said he liked with his woman with the dicks. You don't got a woman with a dick. You don't have a dick anymore. He don't want no full-fledged woman pussy. So that's it. You are done. And so it took it out. She took it out on her children. Said this and that, was reading them, was cursing them out, and everything. She said, "I'm staying in this house," and she's in control. And she says, "Don't tell me anything, and I'll be fine. You'll be good. Get what I need to do, and be a little bit obedient children, and you won't have no problems with me." And mother is thirsty. Make her drink and everything. I was like, oh, Elektra. girl, you was doing way too much. They gonna leave your ass if you kept doing this. So later on, Lecture said she feel like she thought it was okay, so she could go back to the penthouse. So she went to the place and tried to go upstairs, and the security guard or the doorman was like, "No, you can't go up there. Mr. Ford banning you for access." And she tried to keep going. He said no. Kept going, and he just pinned them to the wall. He said, "Don't let me mess with you. Don't let me fuck you up," basically. And that right when she was about to leave, another woman came, and it was the same penthouse that Dick Ford has. And she told him that you ain't gonna find somebody else, and he found somebody else this quickly. I said, "Damn, Lecture, you thought you was the only one, girl. You know any of the girls who got the same situation as you, and you think he was not gonna find somebody that quickly that they could willing to accept all his terms? You got, and you got played, and you gotta suffer the consequences. You got this man, and you agreed to his terms and conditions of this freaking life you was having. You was loving it. You had everything good, but he told you if you get this, everything will be done, and you got it. So now you got to reap the benefits. And you think that he was going to come around because he messing with you? No. He liked the idea that you was a chick with a dick. That's something extra. He didn't like the idea as a lecturer itself. He liked the idea that he was already in control, and he had this when he wanted. He would be satisfied every time he come. As long as he being satisfied and you just do what he wanted to do, he would take care of you. But you messed that up. So she went out and she was like, oh my gosh. So lately, because she's not getting the money and everything, they found an eviction notice that they're about to get evicted of their house, and she was 2 months behind her rent. And sorry about my phone. That's my phone, y'all. And it was like, she was like, oh, this is ridiculous. She said, no, I go and pay my rent. Don't worry about it. I got taken care of. They said, no, you buying 2 months of rent. That means you took our money to get that little pussy you got right there, you have, and you is freaking totally messed us up. Now what we gonna do? Where we gonna live and everything? She said, don't worry about it. They said, no. They said, we're gonna leave. She said, where you going anyway? You can't do nothing without me. And she said, well, Lulu said she gonna start her own house. Remember the first or second episode, Blanca wanna try to recruit Lulu. But Lulu said, you know what, I probably want to start my own house. And that's exactly what she wanted to do. So she said, I'm going to start my own house. And I just say, you can't do nothing with me, and you can't go against me. I'm your mother. And Candy all left, the other kids left too, because it's a done deal. So the House of Abundance is no more. I mean, it's basically Elektra, unless she could start all over again. So later on, she decided to go to this place that Angel used to work at, and she started to dance, and that was close to the end of the episode. She started to dance, and it was dancing under that theme song, Tina Turner, Private Dancer. That was a good one. That was a good song. And she started dancing, doing exactly what she was. She was looking stunning, looking nice, all makeup, dolled out and everything, but you know, this is not the life she wants. So she started dancing, getting money and coins. Oh, before that, she went out to a date. She was at this lounge, met this guy on this app, whatever. They was hitting it off, and she said she had her terms. Some of her terms was that she was gonna get an apartment, furnished, a weekly allowance, expensive gifts, and some other things. But then he said his terms are, do not change what you look, because you're beautiful, you're stunning. He said you want dark colored nails year round, and he said don't change the perfume, because that perfume is doing something to me. Basically, he turned on. But then he said one of the freaking things, he had a fetish. Not only he had a fetish of being with a woman with a dick, his fetish was that every now and again, every once in a while, when they have sex, he would like to get peed on. Water sports, basically that's what it is. Like to get peed on, and you like to aim on him. And she said, oh, I can't do that. He said, well, you can't have sex or something like that. And she said, no, I can't do that because I'm an all-for woman. And he was like, oh, his whole attitude changed. Mood change. He said, "Well, next time you should have freaking tell me that in the app, so we wasting our time." I said, "Oh, yeah. Sometimes you gotta be straight up and honest in this apps, cause some people do read your slip, and if you don't say everything up front, and then they meet you later, they might not like exactly what you gotta say now, cause you wasn't upfront before they meeting." So I would say, I said, I'm gonna see how Electra handles this now, because now she was in the top. Now she's in the bottom and trying to figure everything out, because her cash flow has stopped, and since her cash flow stops, she gotta do everything up again and work on her own to make money, and that's what she had to resort to, dancing in a booth where guys pay quarters and see them dance for a couple of minutes, and it was after each minute's over, they pay more quarters to continue on finishing watching the performance. Next, we're gonna get with Little Angel story, right? So Angel and Stan is at the house. They was eating dinner. She said she never cooked for the guy before, and this is the thing, because remember, Stan's wife kicked them out, saying that you gonna stay at that apartment that you got, and we're gonna figure something out with the kids, because you've been a good daddy, so I'm not gonna keep you away from your kids, but you has been a bad husband. So he said, no, we had all the time we want. I don't got nowhere else to go, and we're gonna make this work. And she said, what you want to do on our first night? So they started to watch the TV, and she said, am I boring you? He said, no. And then he brought up something saying, you know what? I want to see your world. Because you know my was boring. I get up, do a 9 to 5, go home, take care of kids, all that stuff. My life is boring. It's nothing it's nothing interesting to me. But your world, I want to see it. Like, I want to see how the ball you in, your part of it. For me to understand you, I gotta understand that. And she said, you really want to see that? He said, I never thought about taking you there. And he said, yeah, I'm interested. I want to see your world. So later on, Angel took him to the thing, and I knew he gonna be feeling some kind of uncomfortable, cause he like Angel, but he don't know her world like it is. So when he went there, she took it out. It was a category they was having bizarre, strange creature wilderness, and he was very uncomfortable. I mean, he was there with Angel. She left him to get something to drink. Different people was coming up to him, trying to talk to him and stuff, and he was looking around, and you could tell he didn't like it. He was feeling uneasy. So when she came back, he said, let's go. She said, you gotta see me walk. And he said, don't worry, I'll put you in the corner that nobody can see you. So she got her trophy, went outside, and started talking. And he said, you know what, I can't do this. So basically he said that when they went to stoop, he said, yo, I like it that where we was a secret and nobody know, and we could do what we could do, and that would keep us together. But now I realize that now we out in the open, and it's not a secret anymore. It's not keeping us together. It's not connecting. It's not comfortable, and it's out. And I thought it would be better, but it's not better. It's like I have a wife, I have kids, I have a job, and this is not the life I expect for me to have. So basically, it was all good when they was in a private seating and nobody know. Not his wife didn't know. It was on the wraps. It was a secret. He could do him, where he have his own life, and he could have her living a life. But now that one part of his life is messed up, and his private secret life is an open life. Life is in his front seat now. He can't deal. And since he can't deal with that, he feel like he cannot be with Angel like that. He loves her, but now he realized that maybe the secret should stay a secret, and it should always has been a secret, and not fuck that up and put this in an open front now. And he can't deal being out there like that with her. So later on, the house that he got her that was supposed to pay for the year up, he emptied our whole house. Took all the furniture, the clothes, he emptied it, left her with only a bag with a note in it. I was like, wow. I said, wow. You did all this, say you were her boyfriend and all this, give him the hope, and that's what Blanca told Angel not to freaking fall for this guy like that, and that's what it was. He was gonna break her heart, and that's what she did. Now she went back to ending up and freaking working at the pier. I was like, wow, again. I said, sorry, Angel. Sometimes it's not that baggage that you thought the life is. You getting money and all that stuff, and then all that money and house and the guy, but being with a guy who's married is not a good look, because it's always gonna be about the wife. And you had the first long hand that it was never the long one with y'all two. As long as y'all was a private, it was good. But now out in the open, it's not gonna happen. And he freaked out. He's scared. He jumped ship. And so she going back working on the street. So next is my story, Little Poppy, right? Oh, Little Poppy. Little Poppy is so adorable, and I can't believe that he's going through this now. So remember, Blanca told, it was a rule in her house that she said don't do any drugs. It's not gonna be allowed. So remember, Little Poppy is doing drugs on the side, but everybody, all the children in the house knows, but Blanca. So when Little Poppy finished eating breakfast, he washed the dishes and he went out, but he left his pager. So it was a beeping sound, the pager was going off, and she went to the freaking kitchen and saw his pager. So she was looking at it, it was like, she was like putting two and two together. So he came back and he's looking for something. She said, what you doing? I got the pager, this is what you're looking for. And he said, she said, are you doing drugs? He said, no, I ain't doing that. I said, are you using drugs? And he said, no. Are you selling? He said, no. And I was like, oh, okay. She said, don't let me find out you selling, because if you find out and you doing anything illegal and you get arrested or anything, do not let me be your first call. And I was like, oh, that's sad. So he sit there. And Little Poppy's 20 years old. Later on, Angel, Damon, and Ricky home. Angel, when Damon and Ricky came home, Angel ran to them and was stay quiet. He said, oh my gosh, she's here. Listen, do not say a word. Because she's found Poppy pager. Now she on a warpath of trying to find out the truth about Little Poppy. And she said, don't say anything. So call Damon first. Damon didn't snitch. She said, no, he's not doing drugs. No, he's not selling and everything. So got Ricky. And she was using a scare tactic to her other children so they could snitch on Poppy. And I guess it worked on Ricky, because Ricky was on the street himself. He was staying on the bench. He was sleeping by himself. He wasn't had no family, a house to go to for a long time. So when she was threatening him, I think he spooked out and got scared. And he said, you know what? She is dealing. And they was like, oh my God, he is dealing. And she said, what? And he said, please don't kick me out. Please don't kick me out. I said, it's kind of wrong for Blanca to put their kids in the middle of this. And now Little Poppy might find out, and he gonna be probably upset, and that's exactly what happened. So she went to see Poppy. He was doing the drugs. He was selling the drugs, and she saw him. She said, I knew it. And you lied to me. You shouldn't be trusted. And I can't believe you would do this. And you broke our families, and you put our family house in danger. And he was like, what do you care? I've been on my own for 20-something. I've been on my own for all these long time surviving the street. She said, you're not the only one who has struggles. We all have this. But I said, if you're going to get arrested, it could be worse. Arrested or any worse. She said, what could be worse? I've been on my own like this. And he said something. She said, come on, I can't help you and everything. She said, why do you care? You are not my mother. And so like that. Once he said that, she said, I want you out of my house. I want you to come tomorrow morning to get your stuff. If you don't come, I will throw your stuff out. And he kind of walked away. And you just saw him like being hurt, kind of defeated. Like he just realized that he messed up by saying that. And he said, sorry, what you do? Come back. Come back. I didn't mean to. I apologize. You gonna leave me out of the street? I was like, oh, Poppy. I was like, no, I can't. You could say they're hurting the boy because he don't have anyone, and to go out there get tossed back out in the street like that. I mean, it's tough love. Sometimes it happens, and So later on, he went to this place house, and instead of doing the same on drugs he's doing, they upgraded to new kind of substance. And he said he gonna change it to a different spot. He said little Poppy said, I don't know that area is new, and he could get caught and stuff. He said just don't get caught. So last time when he was in that new area, the cops came and he was running, and they got him, and he got out. But they said last time a cop came and asked you questions, do not run. So he went back. He said he got nowhere place to go. She said he could stay on. You can stay with me. He said, you know what? The guy that gave him that new substance, he said, you know what? You can stay with me, but you need to lay low for a while to get off the streets because it's hot on you. And he said, okay. And I think he felt kind of bummed down about that. So later on, he was walking down the street. Before that, right, Blanca met with the teacher, who is Damon, dance teacher, and they having a sit down. They was walking down the street, and Blanca was asking for advice. She said she realized she was kind of hard, and she made a decision that affected the whole house. I had to kick them out, and I kind of like heard about it because before she went to see the teacher, Damon said he was sad in the situation that because he said Poppy has been the family and he likes that Poppy. They was my friend and is that he not there. Angel said I'm pissed off about you because you should just not snitch. And Ricky said apologize, forgive me, I didn't want to be out in the street. And Angel said I blame you and Blanca for this and craziness. And Poppy and Ricky fought because Poppy realized that Ricky didn't want to snitch, and he said he had his back. I didn't not rat you out. I was protecting you, and you rat me out because I said something to Damon, and they started fighting, and little Poppy left out. So little Blanca was asking the teacher about her decisions, and the teacher said, I'm not the best person for you because I don't have kids myself. But she said, well, you got students, and they look up to you. So, question, you put me on my place when I didn't want to hear it. So she was like, you know what? I probably did the same thing to you because you looking out for your children. You looking for your house and you don't want anything to damage them. So you did the best thing you do. Now, children sometimes don't realize things now. And they may not comprehend your decision now, but they will respect you later. So she said, don't change because even though you did what you did, you still got compassion, you still got integrity, and don't chase that for nothing because they see that as a lot of respect. If you lay your foot down and you stay firm, even though they may be upset about you, you still show them your decision making. You still show them your firmness. You still show your parenting, which is gonna be tough. It's not easy. And if you let this slide and keep it in the slide, they do not respect you. They could get over with you, over off on you. And you don't want your children to do that. You want those children to respect you and love you as a parent. It may fear you a little bit, but not too much where they can walk all over you. And sometimes you gotta have that tough love to your children and say, you know what, I can't baby you. You need to get out. You need to get that push and stuff like that. They may hate you at the moment, but later on they probably will come around and realize, you say, you know what, my mom was right or my dad was right. And they're gonna realize that stuff that you wanted them to stop doing, and they gonna experience the hard time and realize, you say, you know what, I should have listened. And that's exactly what that lesson was. She said, do not change, and he will come around. So later she met Poppy on the street, and she wanted Poppy to come back. And he said he would never forget the thing when he said, I got arrested the other day. You know, the only thing I can think about, he said, don't let you be the first call. And she said, I'm sorry, we'll help you back. We got a celebratory dinner. And once you come back, he said, I'm sorry, I can't. And he said, I'm in a new house. She said, what house you in? That's Lulu Kennedy's house, which is House of Ferocity. And she said, what? And Lulu Kennedy was going back and forth, was reading Blanca. Blanca was going back. She said, sooner or later, I'm going to get Poppy back. I said, yes, Blanca, get Poppy back. Because what they said, they was going to use him for being an Evan boy. And the fact that he wanted acceptance and love, I guess he would do it. But I said, I want Poppy back. Like, come on. He was so nice. He was so comical. He kept the thing together. And he was good. To him to get thrown out like that, I mean, understand it was Blanca's rules and he violated that rules. But I want Poppy back. But it was a good episode. I loved this episode. It was nice. I wanted to keep it straight to the point and not long-winded. The video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Tom Mizzle. My channel is Mr14, and I'll talk to you all later. Look out for next week for the season finale of Pose. Peace.